Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, as you can see, to Italy. You can see the Sibillini Mountains behind me. We are now in our second week of our vacation here in the Marche region. And actually it's our last day here. And I've done one brilliant shoot in the mountains there. And I thought that's it. But you know, clear skies, sceneries like this, come on man. Let's see if this has some potential. We've now arrived at Lago di Fiastra. Lago di. My wife says it's di. Well, we have arrived at Lago di Fiastra. You can see it there behind me, I think. It's a beautiful blue lake in the valley and the Sibillini Mountains behind me. It's an artificial reservoir built in the 1950s to get power, electricity in the region here in the valley. The views are beautiful. We are now at a viewpoint. That's also why I chose this one, because I thought this was an easy reachable spot for a quick, nice and easy astro shoot. But you know, we've had 3 or 4 deviations here, road closures. We had to back up and look for other routes here. So yeah, maybe I'll get here tonight back to do some Milky Way photography. I think we won't get the core because the mountains are pretty high, but we will get some really nice great rift action. I've scouted it down there, see if the compositions were any better, but I think here up at the viewpoint it looks best. That's probably why they made the viewpoint here. So yeah, pretty nice, nothing too special. Light pollution wise, we have some villages, small cities back in the valley, so I'll have to do some HDR, some multiple exposures to deal with the highlights, I think. But you know, I'm from the Netherlands, one of the most light polluted countries in the world. So yeah, I think I'm okay. To check how the Milky Way will set here above the mountains, how it falls in the composition, I will use the app PhotoPills as usually. I think it should set around there at the end of the lake, at least that's what I had in mind. It's in the southwest. I'm using the night AR function. And yeah, around 10 or 9:30, 10 o'clock, the Great Rift and maybe even a bit of the Milky Way core will be beautifully above that mountain range. So composition wise it should be pretty easy. The only thing we haven't talked about yet was the weather. And well, you'll see. Now would you look at this view. Beautiful, man. There we have the lake, the city, and there the Milky Way above, already visible before astro darkness. Wow. Good evening and welcome back to this viewpoint. I have to be a little bit quiet because where I parked my car there are 3 campers at the moment and I don't want to disturb them. People are sleeping or maybe sleeping with each other. I heard some noises from the camper. Anyway, don't want to disturb them. Beautiful views here. Yeah, it's not even astro dark yet, but I see the Milky Way there, beautiful above the mountains. The light pollution isn't that bad. The thing is though, the light from the campers maybe shines a bit on the foreground, maybe it even helps. There's a street light there around the parking spot, but yeah, I think it wouldn't be too bad at all. Okay, I think if I move a little bit back, I have an even better view of the lake, because the S-curve comes out from the right, bottom right corner and it leads into the Milky Way. But it's also closest to the camper parking spot. So yeah, I'll do some filming. Maybe I'll do a bit of a voiceover there. And I think I'll shoot my foreground there and maybe even 2 horizontal tracked shots above each other to get a little bit more in the foreground, because it looks pretty interesting and it balances with the city lights down there. And yeah, if I put up a little bit more sky, I'll have a little bit more leeway to play with in post-processing. There's a little bit of clouds on the horizon, so maybe I won't track too much, because tracked and stacked shots and then with clouds often don't really come out nice. Sometimes a single tracked shot works best if you have a little bit of cloud, because the cloud structure remains and won't be fuzzed out without causing all artifacts and such by stacking software. So enough talking. I'm going to enjoy the night here and see how the Milky Way comes out. It's never easy on this astro shoots, of course. I wanted an easy night, but hey, our old fluffy friends are back. From my left, your right, you can see, I think, the clouds come rolling in. So I'm doing a really quick tracked shot, 2 rows horizontal above each other. I'm doing 1.5 minutes f2.8 at 20 millimeters. That looks pretty good. I'm doing ISO 1000, a little bit lower than I normally do, but that's hoping I will remain some dynamic range to keep some star color in. So just single track shots for now. Maybe it will clear up later, but let's first get these in the can before the clouds come roll in further. Okay, so while my camera is doing the HDR work, that means I'm doing multiple exposures for the foreground. One with 3 minutes at ISO 800, I think, f2. And yeah, that gives detail in the dark foreground. After that, I'll just halve my exposure with every shot. So I've done 1.5 minutes. It's now doing a 45 seconds exposure. And in the meantime, maybe you can see it, the clouds have come over the Milky Way totally now. So I'm happy I have 2 tracked shots, one a sort of mini Vertorama. And in the meantime, it's just pretty relaxed. I'm just sitting here and letting the camera do the work and enjoying the sounds of the night also. That was 45 seconds. And with the sounds of the night, I mean the animals, the silence at the first place, of course the cicadas, the crickets. I'm also hearing some wild boar or something, weird birds in the distance. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but I'll try to record some. It's pretty impressive, I have to say. For now I'll do another exposure, 45 seconds, half of 45 seconds is, let's say, 22. And I'll go down until all the highlights of the lights are recovered. There we go. Put out my light, otherwise my foreground will be red. And maybe I'll stick around after that and see if the clouds move on. But there seem to be pretty much haze in the sky and there's coming more. So it is what it is. Still, I'm not complaining. I mean, super relaxed. So theoretically I have everything I need, I hope, to complete my shot. I've shot all the way onto 1 second, and then all the lights didn't blow out. I won't use all the shots. I think maybe I'll even get away with using 1 shot. I mean, with such a high contrast scene, the lights are light, so let's get them some glow. Let them glow. I'm hoping my short Vertorama will stitch. That worries me just a little bit because, of course, while adjusting and such, there was 1 or 2 minutes in between and the clouds moved in further. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll just have to use 1 shot, the lower half. In the meantime, I think I'm hearing cows now, not wild boar anymore. Yeah, I think I'll stick around just a little bit more. I think there's a clear patch coming up. Should be here maybe in around 15-20 minutes, and in the meantime I'll just enjoy the night sky here and also the view, of course. It's never wasted. I've been looking to that part of the sky where the cloud cover seemed to be clearing. Also made some test shots. It doesn't seem to be the case. More haze, high clouds are coming in. So maybe I'll call it quits here. That doesn't mean I came here for nothing. It just will be a bit shorter than I expected. But yeah. To be honest, I mean, I'm really happy I shot my track shots at the beginning of the night when it was the most clear. Foreground shots also look really good. Before I forget it, by the way, I also really want to thank a local photographer here who also lives in Marche. He's a brilliant astrophotographer. I'll probably pronounce your name not in the right way, but Andrea Curzi, I hope I pronounce it right. We have been chatting a little bit via Instagram. Yeah, he is such an inspirational photographer. Was also a photographer, Milky Way photographer of the year. And yeah, he just showcases his area beautifully here under the Milky Way. He gave me some tips also on this location, what I had to look out for example, the light pollution from the lights there, so I knew what would happen. He also gave me some tips back up Piani di Ragnolo, where I shot earlier this week in my previous video. I wanted maybe to go there after this shoot, but yeah, looking to the cloud cover, I think that's not gonna happen. Doesn't matter, I've had 2 beautiful nights of astrophotography here in the Sibillini Mountains. Yeah, an area which was totally unknown to me, and I think those areas, those lesser known areas are maybe even more spectacular than something which you are seeing constantly on social media. I mean, I really had to look for my own compositions here, and yeah, the sky quality was really good, but not the best ever, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the first composition I found, I really found that myself by scouting, by doing my own research, and I was there totally alone, and that feeling to be out in the wilderness, totally alone, a bit different than this location, but this is also really relaxed. But yeah, that feeling of being under the stars alone is just so great in an area where not 10 other photographers are around. Not that I hate other photographers, but you know what I mean. I'll stop rambling on here. Hey, if my shot here, not my shots, but my shot here turns out to be any good, here is the shot. For now, I thank you again for watching, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. Maybe I'll be somewhere a little bit more north. We'll see about that. Bye-bye.
But before we go to the final result, I thought it would be kind of interesting to show you the source material we were working with. At the beginning of the night I have shot 2 single tracked shots of the sky. You can see here the first one where the clouds were definitely come rolling in already here. You can see I've shot it at ISO 1000, 20mm f2.8 for a little bit more sharpness and 90 seconds. And after this I panned my camera up and shot another one so that I could make a vertorama. Fortunately the stitching went absolutely fine, as you can see here. I've done this in PTGui, but I think Lightroom or Photoshop would also have done a fine job. After some processing I've got the Milky Way, something like this. Pretty happy with this. I think even the clouds which were coming in add some interest, maybe a little bit more depth in the shot even. After that I began my foreground exposures, where I made multiple exposures, making sure in this one so that I could get some details out of the dark foregrounds, especially these woodland here for example. And after that I halved my exposure time, making sure to get all the highlights in the valley here. This is my darkest exposure. If you zoom in, you can see the highlights are hardly overexposed here. I've done that was Andrea again. I've done an HDR here. I've did this in Photomatics, which is specialized HDR software, but I think that Photoshop would also have done a pretty good job. I had to mask some stuff out, because if you are doing HDR with moving parts, for example cars which were passing by here, or lights or water moving especially, it looks a bit weird and it can be a bit artifacty, but that's no problem if you just choose your base exposure and match the exposure to your HDR shot. It looks pretty good if you mask that in. So yeah, anyway, enough talking. If you combine all these shots, it will look something like this.